Well, I'm back on here again because I was thinking of all you guys, so I decided to make another video. So I hope you like this little podcast. Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. I'm Tara Tom, the Insight Stylist, here just sharing my experiences with chronic illness in hopes to support you on your healing journey. So I wanted to make this video because I know that there's a lot of people on here who are still not well, who are bedridden, who are very ill, and are watching my channel, and I just didn't want you to feel alone. So I kind of wanted to share my experience with chronic illness and the holidays and how I felt and what happened and give you a little bit of hope because it's changed completely for me. It's not the same as it was 9 years ago. So I kind of just wanted to share my experience so that you don't have to feel like you are alone and that there isn't any hope and that this will never change. So I know that's really difficult because I myself there was about a couple of years that being around people celebrating, I just couldn't do it because I was feeling faint all the time. I was dealing with extreme fatigue and terrible brain fog. And it's those scenarios or those situations would trigger a lot of my symptoms, especially the fainting one. So it always made me kind of nervous or anxious when it came around the holiday season because it was very difficult for me to share why I wasn't going. One, I didn't really want to let anybody know because I was such in this fragile state of trying to heal naturally, and I wasn't really ready or open to hearing everybody else's opinions. It would just drain me and make me feel more frustrated at the time. So I kind of kept to myself about what I was doing and how I was healing, and that was easier for me to remain on my journey and my stick to my commitment that I was making to myself. And it made me feel very isolated because I kind of was like dodging every holiday celebration because I didn't want to have to share why I'm not going, or I didn't want people, and not that anybody did, but I didn't want people to judge me for the reasoning why, like, oh, I'm not feeling well, or, especially with the symptoms that I was dealing with, it was pretty much an invisible illness where you couldn't see that I was feeling faint. It just kind of would happen. But if I'm not feeling faint, I look like I'm totally okay. And you couldn't really tell that I was dealing with extreme fatigue because it would look like I'm doing okay, or even my brain fog. So, all of those things were very difficult to explain to people, especially if they've never experienced it, or people who really just wanted to celebrate with you. And then this was a tradition and you always show up, and then all of a sudden now you're not going to show up. And in some cases, this is the only time I see these people is kind of like once a year. So it was like, oh, now we're not going to see you for like the whole year. So it was very difficult. And the loneliness, because I felt like I was missing out. Like I couldn't be around people, or I couldn't enjoy the same foods that everybody was eating, and you know, be around that celebration, which is usually something that I absolutely love. And it brought me a lot of joy. So I felt like that was taken away, and joy being taken away on top of feeling ill was kind of like a double whammy. And so it was difficult. It was difficult at first, but as I stuck on this healing journey, Christmas and the holidays became a little bit easier to navigate through, and I started to feel better. So I started to feel okay enough to be around people, and it was okay to make modifications to the foods that I was eating at these celebrations. I started to create new traditions for myself. So one, I kind of wanted to talk about the people who may not have the energy or are so sick that they're bedridden to just hang in there, because it does change. That's one thing. Like, I can tell you right now, it does change. You just keep on your healing journey. There'll be a point that you can do all the socializing that you would want, and it will be okay without any triggers, and you'll get there. But the second one is, I know a lot of people experience frustration with the food part because you're eating a certain way. There's lots of things that we omit on this medical medium lifestyle. And I just kind of wanted to tell you that I know it's a time, because I would miss it. I would miss like certain foods that my family would make, or certain traditional dishes that always come out during the holidays. And I would totally miss all of that. But what I started to tell myself was, I'm entering this new lifestyle. And even though I can no longer or won't eat those things because of my choice for my healing, it's time for me to go and start some new traditions. So you will go through, and I've mentioned this before in other videos, you will go through this period of mourning the loss of things that you used to eat or dishes that you used to have. But you can make substitutions and make the same dishes that you used to like, but make it in a healthier way, and start new traditions, or just start a whole different kind of a dish. And that's what I started to do. And that became the new tradition. So now that I'm like 9 years into this, I have my own festive holiday dishes that I make that have become a new tradition. And so every year I start to look forward to like those kind of things. And it does take some time, but you'll get there and you'll have that same excitement around these new traditional dishes, and and you'll feel like celebrating the holidays again, or that those foods represent celebrating those holidays. So don't get discouraged, just get creative and get excited about creating new traditions, and it will make the holidays really special, I promise, because I don't even miss any of those things anymore. and and that's like one of the things I think people run into problems with, is finding like the meaningful dishes, finding replacements for it, or finding substitutions for it, and that people don't really think about how important these emotional connections to these dishes are. And this is one of the things that I actually have talked about on my website. Yes, I created a new website. If you haven't watched my new video, I started my new project, which is the insidestylist.com. And it's a place where I am trying to teach people how to make substitutions so that you can easily make these changes to your own recipes that you are very familiar with, so that you can create new recipes that you can eat that follow your healing diet or choice of way of eating. And this is one of these times that I feel it's important to have the knowledge to make substitutions. And the insidestylist.com is going to be a place where I'm going to be sharing all the ways to make substitutions that I have learned, and then hopefully you can take your existing recipes and meals that have been in your family for years and make these little substitutions, make these little tweaks so that you can still enjoy the meal, or create something, a new tradition like how I have with certain meals, and continue your healing journey so that it can be effortlessly and you can sustain it and you can enjoy it, because that's the whole thing for me. Is I always made a promise to myself to enjoy the food that I'm eating, and if at any point I didn't enjoy it, then I wouldn't eat that thing anymore. So, because I never want it to be a struggle, I always want it to be something that I enjoy, to build good memories around. And that's also what something I want to have for you. So, hang in there. If you are on Mattress Island, or maybe are struggling with your diet right now to sustain this healing diet that you have created for yourself, just hang in there. It gets a little bit easier with practice, or it's going to get a little bit better. You're going to heal. Every day you're healing. Your body is always working to heal. So you hang in there. And I guess I just want to wish you happy holidays, and that know that I'm thinking about you. And I still plan to be on here. I'm trying to get more videos up, but I'm also still working on this website because I feel in my soul that is something so important to do, and help people eat more fruits and vegetables, or make substitutions, maybe based on their allergies, or maybe their doctor have told them that they needed to change their diet due to their health issues, whatever it is. Or maybe you're just trying to jump on the whole medical medium lifestyle as well, like me. But I hope that this website can help make that transition easier and make cooking so much more enjoyable. So, happy holidays, and you take care of yourself. You hang in there. I'm thinking of you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.